From the campus of Clearview Regional High School in Mullica Hill, New Jersey, Channel 5 Sports presents Girls High School Soccer. Today, the Clearview Pioneers host the Ocean City Red Raiders. Hello again, everyone. Rob Christ along with my partner, Marc Narducci. Cold, brisk afternoon here at Clearview Regional High School. A Group 3 tune-up here with Ocean City visiting Clearview. Two solid teams. Ocean City's been solid throughout the season. Clearview starting to find their stride. Should be a good one.
Absolutely, Rob. Now, Clearview's had 6 players that have missed at least 1 week due to injuries. Getting very healthy now, playing really its best soccer of the season. Had to win 2 games last week just to get into qualify for the state tournament, beating Deptford and Northern Burlington. And if you're Coach Stan Matolza, you really have to like the way the team's playing at this point.
Well, first let's talk about Ocean City in the back. They have a sweeper by the name of Katie Ruiz. She's done an exceptional job and is a large player in the success of this Ocean City team.
Absolutely. She has 2 goals on the season, but she's arguably the premier defensive player in all South Jersey, Robbie. She's going to North Carolina State on a scholarship, and she's a stabilizing force back there. She will come up from time to time, but really she's there for her defense, and she's really been the quarterback back there.
Well, tonight we're going to have an opportunity to really talk about matchups because Kelly Lynch for Clearview is going to be in the front. Ruiz is going to be pestering her all afternoon, but Lynch has certainly had her success this season.
Absolutely. I think one of the premier juniors in South Jersey. Now, you look at her numbers, she has 11 goals this season, but she's only played about half the year. She's had a couple different injuries. She's come back very strong. We talked about her clutch scoring, had both the goals against Deptford, both goals against Northern Burlington. She's really hitting her stride, Rob. Has her health. I think she's one of the most dangerous people in South Jersey.
Well, I think Ocean City's been a team this year that's been kind of up and down. I think generally they've been very confident throughout the season. I think in many ways this game's a bigger one for Clearview. We'll have opening kickoff for you right after this. Welcome back. We're underway here at Clearview Regional High School. Clearview in their traditional green shorts and white tops, and Ocean City in the red. And as we mentioned at the top, these are 2 teams that are both in Group 3, and Mark, we're talking off air a little bit. They may see each other very soon.
Well, it could, because Clearview was 8-7-1, Rob, at the cutoff date. They cut off the tie, so really 8-7. There were a bunch of teams that won over 500, so we'll just have to see with the tiebreakers and everything like that. Ocean City 11-4 at the cutoff date.
With a 3:30 start here for this afternoon game. Bit of a surprise as Ocean City had a long bus ride up. And again, I think this is a good tune-up for both teams coming playoff time.
Yeah, no question about it. You know, Ocean City, all its losses have been to Group 4 schools this year. So against Group 3 teams, the Red Raiders have been pretty, dominant. Losses to Eastern, Shawnee, Millville, and Apsagami. And the Millville and Apsagami losses were in overtime. So Ocean City's certainly going to be heard from. This is probably not as a powerful Ocean City team as some of the past under Coach Tom Miller, but this is still a very good ball club. Won the Cape Atlantic American Division II.
Of course, you mentioned Eastern. Eastern is one of the teams that these 2 teams share in terms of a common opponent. And we will have Eastern versus Gloucester Catholic in a rematch of an earlier game in the South Jersey Coaches Tournament. That game will be played Sunday at 4 o'clock at Eastern. And of course, Ocean City will also be featured in that game, but it'll be the boys.
Yeah, and actually, Ocean City lost to Eastern in the first round of the coaches tournament, 1-0, and it was tied until about 7 minutes to go in the game. So it shows you that this is a quality team that can hang with the best in South Jersey. Ruiz, very dangerous on the corner kicks. Didn't get that one the way she'd like to get it, but Vicky McDermott, who earlier in the season injured with a concussion, has come back very, very strong in goal for Clearview.
So at midfield, heading the ball forward, is Brooke Hetherington, and Ocean City able to handle some trouble back with the keeper and able to clear it. And now Ocean City will look to turn out of their own end, unable to do so.
Yeah, that was number 13 for Ocean City, Abby Hansen, though, did the right thing, Rob. She went outside instead of trying to turn it up in the middle, where it could be dangerous. Hetherington, again, doing a nice job getting ahead on that, but then Ocean City clearing.
Ocean City will look to turn. A nice little feed there by Casey Curran. And here comes Ocean City breaking out, trying to work against this Clearview defense. They quickly transition into the offensive end. And now ball volleyed up. And it's going to be Ocean City who again volleys it forward. And now in the box. Ocean City applying some pressure here with the ball. That's Maggie Davis.
Yeah, Maggie Davis can break people down. Number 16, they have to watch him. Cross that time, no Ocean City players there. Davis already has made a couple of very nice runs here for the Red Raiders.
McDermott with the easy save, and she'll punt it away. Ocean City will come down with it, and it's Courtney Doherty. Stolen away. Here comes Clearview. Clearview looking to set things up. They've had very little pressure here early in the first half. We are scoreless.
One interesting thing to look at, Rob, is it looks like Michelle McKinley, number 24, is going to be staying with Kelly Lynch from Clearview, number 29. That should be a very interesting matchup. Lynch obviously gives a height advantage to most people she takes on, but she's very, very good. Can break people down. That time looking for the long pass, maybe just a little too far.
Trying to feed her teammate, a streaking Clearview Pioneer. And
yeah, that was freshman Michelle Tumlo, and she has been one of the real pleasant surprises for this Clearview team. 4 goals and 3 assists on the season.
You saw some of the speed of Tumolo, and they tried to isolate her. But again, as you mentioned, the pass just a little bit too strong, and we'll have a throw in here for Kayla Ganavati.
Good shield that time by Kate Weiland. She's also a very dangerous player, number 3 for this Ocean City team. 7 goals on the season, and someone that can do a nice job creating and distributing as well as finishing.
Well, Megan Berry, a little subtle play there, but I think an important one, illustrating the communication between her and McDermott, and just allowing the ball to go back and allowing McDermott to set up this very play.
Well, that was an excellent call. Amy Reese, number 2 for Ocean City, did not go after the ball, went after the player, was called for jumping in. It'll be a direct kick for Clearview.
So sent in, and quickly Ocean City able to take it away, and they'll look to push it forward. Courtney Doherty will feed to the wing, finds her teammate, and that, of course, is Maggie Davis.
See, Davis already broke down one player. She's very dangerous in the open field. And McKinley coming up from defense for a shot that time, which shows you the offensive mentality of this Ocean City team, but they'll send anybody up there.
Well, McKinley, very easy to spot. She has those white shoes, a la Billy Johnson.
It's interesting, if you look at the way the formation is, there are 3 red shirts, and they're all around Kelly Lynch. Ocean City, I do not think wants to give her a whole lot of room to maneuver.
And there you see a nice little play, shielding and then turning by Hetherington.
Now that's a nice job by Abby Hansen. Went to fake to play the ball, let it go out of bounds. That's very, very intelligent play.
Now again from the back, McKinley will push forward with the left foot. Broken down, it's Molo, the freshman that Mark had spoken of earlier. Hetherington feeds to the middle, and Clearview will look to break down that defense. Again, dribbling in through traffic, it's Vaccarino. Stolen away, and Davis now streaking, and this ball will be sent out.
By the way, the officials today, Terry Deal and Tom Bordarski, 2 veterans in South Jersey.
Throw in here for Ocean City. No, actually it's going to be a free kick. Did not see that. Top of the box, headed, turn, shot, and not much on it as McDermott handles Curran's opportunity.
It's a nice thought by Casey Curran to try to one-time it on the bounce that time. But she actually had a little more time. That's the time when your teammates have to really talk to you and tell you, see, there are 3 red shirts every time Lynch touches the ball. She got by one. There was another there to clean up. I think Tom Miller has set up the strategy that we're going to have somebody else beat us. And So Clearview is going to have to kind of play off of Lynch. Maybe get a quick one-time pass from her, then go to an open spot, because there will be open spots for other people. She's commanding so much defensive attention here early on.
Turns to the middle. And again, Clearview back on their heels, but able to send it away.
But one thing, if you're Clearview, you want to keep the ball on the ground, because Ocean City has pretty good size, and they would certainly have an advantage, I think, in the airs.
Long shot, and McDermott will handle it easily, but not a bad idea. Pepper the goalie, maybe get a rebound and pick up the garbage.
Absolutely. I always believe in that. Put as much pressure on the keeper as you can. Boy, again, a beautiful turn that time by Davis. Davis is working that right flank very, very well. And now we'll have McKinley on the throw, and she can get pretty good mileage on this throw. We'll see if they send someone toward the goal. Yep.
Throw in, headed away, cleared right up the middle, and Ocean City again. Nice little step-in move. Feed to the middle, headed up, and McDermott will handle easily. She's had a lot of action here early.
You're right. Courtney Doherty, number 6, made the fake as if she was going to come to the ball, let it go by her, and then kept possession. Nice move. One thing you could see about this Ocean City team is they have a number of players, Rob, that have a lot of confidence with the ball. Clearview, at least in the early going, has kind of just tried to get rid of the ball as soon as possible. Ocean City, you'll see more of a settling type situation there.
Now again, Ocean City comes. An aggressive move by Abby Hansen in the back, and she'll feed the wing to Ganavati. Corner of the box, sent to the middle, and volleyed, nicely done, and McDermott handles.
Yeah, it really was. That shows Maggie Davis, the senior for Ocean City, number 16, with great control in that volley that time. I'll tell you one thing, though. What we've seen already with McDermott is that you're going to have to get a pretty good shot to beat her. I mean, just those routine shots aren't going to get it done. I still believe in putting the type of pressure on. It's going to take a little bit more than that.
Well, a rare opportunity for Clearview here early. Throw in, and again, Ocean City maximizing their size advantage. Sent towards the goalkeeper. Opportunity squeaks through on the doorstep shot, and somehow it does not go in.
Unbelievable. Keely Peltz, the keeper, got back there and somehow was able to get that shot by Lynch.
Well, that was Ocean City's worst nightmare. Kelly Lynch with an open net, and somehow they do not deposit the goal. A big break here early for Ocean City.
Get this out, Ruiz!
We'll have a corner for Clearview. This will be Megan Barry.
Keely Peltz and Jordan Webster have been splitting games in goal.
Footer.
Get out!
In swinger. Traffic inside. Peltz picking it up with Tomolo on the doorstep. Let's take a look earlier at this incredible set of events.
It looked like Peltz just got a piece of it that time, and
that's just great hustle.
Yeah. Hey Rob, on that other corner though, what we saw was another mistake by Ocean City where Ruiz actually headed that ball right back in the middle. If Clearview could have controlled it, would have been an excellent opportunity. I'm sure Ruiz, who again one of the premier defenders in South Jersey, would like to have that one back.
Sent to the middle. Lynch will volley and trying to feed her teammate on the wing. That, of course, is Karasinas.
I'm telling you, they're putting at least one person and having a weak side defender also on Lynch, and it just shows you how dangerous she is to have that chance that she almost scored upon. And you know, Rob, she's a kind of player, you may not see her touch it for 5 or 10 minutes, but then she'll get in that spot. She's a very opportunistic finisher.
Tripped up at Ocean City with control. It'll move forward. Long ball towards the middle. Volleyed up and handled by the goalkeeper.
Well, again that time, Ocean City's Kate Weiland, who, you know, very dangerous offensive player, tried to get by the defender, and you're always told play the miss as if the defender would miss it, because Clearview fanned a little bit on that. I think the Pioneers were a little fortunate in that situation. Let's see, that's a nice back pass that time. Kim Goldie passing it back. Clearview's been trying to do everything forward, and here's Ruiz trying to settle things now.
Again, Ocean City continuing with the attack, and it just seems like Ocean City has had the better of play 95% of this first half.
Well, Doherty and Davis have just continued to work that right flank, spread things out for Ocean City. And now the Red Raiders are going to have a corner. Again, Ruiz didn't get all of it the first time. I think she'd like to atone for it this time, taking the corners. And again, you have someone like McKinley who's so dangerous in the air. She'll probably be charging on the goal.
Ruiz at the top of the box, headed forward, and McDermott will watch it cross the end line.
All right, Courtney Doherty, though, number 6 for Ocean City, right there again, Rob. Just been hustling, been everywhere here in about the first 15 minutes.
Some spirited action. The best opportunity was by Clearview. Kelly Lynch on the doorstep, and that's really their only opportunity thus far. Ocean City again.
See, I think, though, I think Ocean City might have better luck. As we talked about, Doherty number 6 and Davis 16 been working that right flank. If they go to the left a little bit, it's been almost a predictable type of moves that they're making each time down that side.
Clearview whiffing on a couple defensive attempts, but McDermott again handles it easily. McDermott has been very busy today.
You like the fact how quickly she comes off her line. You can see how decisive she is back there.
Absolutely, she's decisive, confident, and I think that's allowing her team to play off of that. I mean, you know, why don't you speak to that, Mark? When you have a goalkeeper that you have confidence in, offensively it allows you to do much more.
Absolutely, you can gamble a little bit. It's a good point, Rob. But when you have a keeper that's that confident as well, it just goes to the whole team that way.
Go side.
Clearview
off the set piece, top of the box.
See, again, I think Clearview's again would be better served to try to move things on the ground, as we have an offsides that time by Tumalo.
Ocean City pushing up literally 3 Clearview Pioneers offsides. As we mentioned, Sunday we'll have the coaches tournament final for you. Gloucester Catholic will take on Eastern. Had an opportunity to see those two teams play earlier in the year, and you know, frankly, Gloucester Catholic had the better of play by far, and Gloucester Catholic is looking to be a juggernaut at this point.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're a really young team, Rob. I think they've been one of the, I mean, people thought they'd be a top 10 team in the preseason, but they've really surprised some. They're using a number of freshmen, although they've been getting great leadership and scoring from Casey Leroy. And, you know, they beat Morristown twice in a week. You know, you talked about they beat Eastern. They beat Holy Cross, where they had to go to 11 penalty kicks in the coaches tournament in the opening round. I mean, they've just been a clutch team, and in a lot of people's opinion, probably a year ahead of schedule. What's going to be like next year?
Of course, that game will be played on the AstroTurf, and you know, one of the things that will change not only the surface but the dimensions of the surface. So, you know, it'll be a little bit thinner and a little bit shorter, 105 yards, and the width will be 70 yards, so a little bit wider than perhaps your typical football surface, but still thinner than most. And obviously the speed of the play will be increased as well.
By the way, that's a nice job by number 13, Megan Barry from Clearview, not allowing Doherty to get behind her that time.
Again, McDermott tested and handles the test easily.
There was a test, and also you saw number 17 from Ocean City, Casey Curran, going right on goal when McDermott caught it. You've got to stick a player. You can't let a player that open, that freely on a ball in the air.
Followed up, and Molo, the freshman, Runs onto it, turns. Nice little touch pass. And here comes Clearview in the other direction. Kim Goldie now working the near flank. Goldie has it knocked out of bounds.
Again, Doherty doing a nice job defensively, not letting her turn and get on that outside of the flank.
And nobody there but Tomolo. Goldie sends it forward. Onsides is Clearview.
Now see, that's a great recovery by Ruiz. She had number 10 for Clearview. Kerasinas had a step on her, and Ruiz just showed outstanding recovery speed. And again, Rob, cleared it to the outside, which you like to do. That was an excellent read by her as well.
Amy Reese will have the throw in here.
You know, a lot of times you get by that sweeper and you're walking in on the keeper.
Little touch pass off the far flank. Clearview starting to put something together here, and quickly it's Peltz to run onto it.
And did you see what Lynch did? She knew people were going to be around her. She got rid of it right away to the outside to that left flank, and Hetherington then made the cross.
And this is ruled off of an Ocean City player. Throw in. Again, knocked out of bounds. He'll gain a little bit of territory. And a long throw in. And Ocean City turns it over. And Clearview returns the favor. Ocean City now unable to put together any coordinated attack. I'm sorry, Mark.
What I think, Rob, is we're unofficially about 18 minutes in. I think Clearview in the beginning was really not marking up well. You had a lot of open Ocean City players. I think Clearview's done a little better job the last few minutes in doing that.
Quickly, Ocean City. Weiland feeds her teammate.
Now they need another player to help out there. It's a 2-on-2 passing game. You need someone else to give you a look there from Ocean City. They had some people standing around, and you had to shoot somebody in that gap in that area and get a numbers disadvantage. So it would be more like a 3-on-2 than a 2-on-2.
Absolutely. It seemed just like a lot of indecision on the part of the Ocean City offensive attackers, resulting in a long shot by Ganavati, and I think Clearview will take that all afternoon. Weiland again.
She can turn the corner, so you better watch her. That's an excellent defensive job by Goldie that time, not letting Weiland do that.
Cutting in, heading it up. Clearview trying to take it away, unable to do so. Here comes Ocean City. Doherty, top of the box, a little give and go, and that's negated by the Pioneers. Here comes Clearview. Clearview, a long ball, and they'll look to have Lynch run onto it. Lynch against Ruiz, that matchup we talked about at the top. Nutmeg, Lynch, shot. Score! Kelly Lynch.
Wow, Rob, she just beat one of the best defenders in South Jersey. You look at her, she'll cut it to her left. And then, as you mentioned, the nutmeg goes right through Ruiz. And it's still a very tough shot. If you notice, she goes more to the near post and puts it in. And there were, again, defenders coming on her. So what Kelly Lynch has learned how to do is really work in a very cramped space. And we saw it there. What a play.
Well, we've spoken a number of times. What separates the great players from the good players is just that extra element of composure, that patience. And I think you saw it there with Lynch. Shot misses the near side. Lynch able to see the opening, get it through to Ruiz, find the spot, and coolly sink it.
Can you imagine? She has 12 goals now, and she's missed half the season. I mean...
Well, and again, you talked about how Clearview's starting to find its stride. There's a major reason.
Oh, absolutely. it's interesting because if you notice the first 10 minutes, wouldn't you say that Ocean City, I think soundly outplayed Clearview, but didn't get any great shots on goal. Had a lot of territorial edge, and Clearview was able to kind of keep its composure. And Clearview still hasn't had a crisp attack yet. They've had a couple of long balls where they've been able to send Lynch, and I think that's going to be the strategy, Rob. You know, you take advantage, try to get her in a one-on-one situation, and more importantly, try to get her in some kind of open field.
Well, they've had the two best opportunities of the game, and perhaps not coincidentally, off of the foot of Lynch. Sent in and knocked out. Coming onto it again, Clearview. Put it towards the middle, on the doorstep. A good opportunity. Tomolo could not run onto it.
Wow.
Otherwise, Peltz was left all by her lonesome.
Big bounce that time, you're right. Again, just missing the head that time, and terrific opportunity. Tomolo tried to get it with her foot. Rob may have wanted to do a diving header in that point. Of course, it's easy for us to say. We're just standing here on the sidelines, but I mean, that obviously the ball went over her leg. It was too high. Something like that, you might want to just have a diving header. All of a sudden, it looks like Clearview's got a little more bounce in the step, right? I mean,
and it's kind of funny because, you know, with Ocean City having the long bus ride here, you would expect just the opposite. But it was Ocean City that came out of the gates, and now Clearview's kind of shaken off the cobwebs and really kicked it into overdrive.
That's a nice defensive play by Vaccarino that time, number 34 for Clearview. Not only stole it, but cleared it up to her teammate, Karasinas.
And that was a nice little move by Karasinas. Now looking to control the ball, turn, sends it, and Ocean City will control.
Now again, she just controlled that ball and tried to send it, and then you have a trip on Meyer, number 18 that time, without really looking. And sometimes soccer players have more time than they think, and that was one of those situations where she actually could have controlled it. A lot of times your teammates have to talk to you and tell you, hey, there's nobody around you, don't try to get rid of it right away. And you know, you talked about Lynch being composed. That's what it's all about. You know, the great players like that take their time, don't rush, have enough confidence in their ability to keep the ball.
Again, Ocean City now starting to mount an attack, a little chip, but it's going to be off the mark. You know, Ruiz off that previous set piece there, a little too strong, and just knowing the ability of Ruiz, you have to feel that she's got a lot of adrenaline right now because she wants to make up for, you know, being exposed by Lynch. Clearview sends it away. Flick of the head, and nice little hustle by Lynch.
Oh, great back pass. You know, there was nothing up forward. That's great back pass. There's a nice play by Ruiz right there. And when you can clear it to your teammate instead of just clearing it out, that's obviously a bonus.
Here's Tomolo, and she's proven herself to be a force already here.
Yeah, she's given this Ocean City defense a lot of trouble.
Good instincts off of the miss by the Ocean City player. You talk about it all the time, playing the miss, and then illustrating her speed, creating an opportunity. Again, sent away by Ocean City. And Goldie defending.
See, now things are a little too bunched up. If you're Ocean City, yep, you want to take your time.
Weiland flicks.
That's a nice job by Weiland.
Into the offensive zone, and just too much, unable to control his Doherty.
But that's a nice job. Things were a little bunched up. She spread it out a little bit. Doherty's made a number of serious runs. You know, Doherty number 6, Davis 16, you see that they have the potential to break some people down in the open field. So Clearview, you always want to get help defending.
Again, it's Ocean City initially controlling things, and now Lynch. Nice little move. Lynch working against that Ocean City defense.
Now she needs help. She's looking for a teammate. See, she's got two two players to beat, and this is going to be pretty hard for her.
And again, working against Ruiz.
See, Rob, when you're a teammate of hers, someone's got to run to her. They've got to run to the ball. She was looking for somebody to get it to that time. You know she's going to attract two defenders. Somebody's going to be open, so either a trailer or you run to the corner and try to get the pass that way. She tried to hold it as long as she could that time. But I'll tell you what, Amy Reese number 2 and Ruiz number 5 have been, I don't want to say they're double teaming her, but certainly not leaving her alone.
There's Lynch, again a flick. Finds a teammate all by herself and unable to control Karasinas.
Yeah, if Karasinas could have trapped that ball down to her foot to the right side, she may have been able to walk in on goal that time.
To the wing. And 50-50 ball. They'll roll this. Clearview ball. Long throw into Molo. Karasinas settles, has it stolen. And quickly, here comes Ocean City's Hansen.
See, now some people have to fill in some lanes for Ocean City. They were kind of just standing around too, waiting for the pass. It's so important, Rod, to be able to move without the ball and give your teammates an option. It's the hardest thing in soccer for players to learn.
Again with the left foot, and McDermott will take that all day long. It seems as though Ocean City's able to control the ball until they get to the edge of the box, and then there just seems to be some confusion as to what's next. They've certainly won their share of 50-50 balls. And generally have had the better of play thus far in the first half. Despite that, the two best opportunities off the foot of Kelly Lynch. One with a miraculous save by Peltz. The second one breaking down Ruiz and sticking it in, and that's the difference, 1-0. Again, Clearview comes away with it.
But see, if you're Ocean City, you like Lynch with the ball right there, because you figure on the other side of the field, she's not going to be quite as dangerous. She was just looking for a touch and looking to get it back to a teammate, and then she was looking to run to an open spot.
Ocean City again with another long shot, and we talked about this before. It's not a bad idea to pepper the goalkeeper, but at this point, it seems to be the only thing they're doing. There's no concerted effort to really have any type of crisp passing within that box.
I think one time what you might want to try to do, because they've taken a lot of, you mentioned, long shots on McDermott, what you might try to do is try to break down a defender and see if you can walk in on goal. The hardest thing to do in soccer, I think, but the other way hasn't been working for Ocean City.
Ocean City started this season out 7-0 until suffering a 3-0 loss to Shawnee to start the month of October. And no real shame in losing to Shawnee. But after that, they started to stumble a little bit. They lost 3 of 4 and 4 of 6.
I'll tell you what, something in the Cape Atlantic League this year, Millville is going to be the overall Cape American champion. And there's a program, Rob, that has just not had a lot of success. But what you're seeing is, you're seeing programs like Millville, Absegami starting to come up strong. Before in the Big Cape divisions, it used to be Vineland, Ocean City, and everybody else. And now a lot of these other teams are starting to come up to the pack.
And Millville also in boys soccer has done relatively well this year. They will represent their school in the playoffs, a rarity for that Millville program. From the back, here come the Red Raiders.
I see McKinley taking her time there. But again, having a long ball that goes to nowhere but the keeper. Tell you what you might want to do when you're on that right side. You might try to switch the field, try to go to the far post, and try to get a teammate going there for her. That's an excellent head ball that time by Lynch. out to Meyer, and Meyer did a great job in keeping control of the ball, number 18 for Clearview.
And now here comes Ocean City trying to break out with some open field. And Clearview will hustle back on defense, and that's a nice little stop, a little push there. That's not a bad foul.
Come on, get a wall, get a wall!
No, it isn't. It isn't a bad foul by Caitlin Daly of Clearview because it gives her defenders time to get back.
And it's certainly far enough away that it's no imminent threat to the goalkeeper, McDermott.
You know what? Ruiz can make the goal on this on a high shot. Let's see how she tries to attack this. If she does go for the goal, or maybe you see Weiland on that right post. Let's see if she goes for it.
She does. Yep. Shot on and off the crossbar. That's a great call by our resident soccer expert, Marc Narducci.
I'm telling you, she's got the foot, and what do you say, Rob? About 40 yards almost out here.
She had a little bit more topspin on that.
Yep, just on the top of that crossbar. By the way, if you've noticed, I mean, she's been taking the directs and the corners, but she hasn't really made any offensive runs yet, and I would suspect that we might even see some of that from Ruiz as well. She's got a lot in her arsenal.
Probably, if the score remains the same, more so towards the second half of the second half, if you will. Throw in for Clearview.
She has 2 goals on the season, but as we said in the top, it's the way she prevents them, not scoring them, that has really been the work. You know, I always tell you, Rob, I'd like to put my top player at sweeper and let them go from there. Wow, another long pass from Ocean City. You're right. They get around the 18 and they're just trying to chip long passes in there. And everything's in the air. I mean, you might want to try to go on the ground and send a through ball and take your chances.
Sent away with the left foot by Clearview.
Now, Clearview also can't get in that kind of a rut where, you know, you're just playing defensive. There's just obviously too much time left in the game. Good hustle by Laura Gallagher that time, number 35 in the game from Clearview.
Near wing. Ocean City feeds.
Now, she needs someone to run toward her to give her a pass. See, no one's there to give her a pass, and Barry's able to kick it away. You've got to have someone, Rob. There's a lot of empty area there.
And speaking of empty area, Weiland finds herself all alone. Weiland now, again, towards the middle, headed on. McDermott saves it. McDermott, fortunately, did not have to dive far for that, but still a good reaction by the goalkeeper.
Looked like Gina Giuliano there, who has 14 goals on the season, so has done a good job finishing right there. But as we said before coming up, there's been a couple times where Ocean City in the air has been left alone with a player. You can only do that so long, it'll come back to haunt you.
To the middle. Again, a nice little feed. And this is too strong as McKinley will try to run it down.
Now see, nobody there for Giuliano, and a great save by McDermott. Made sure she doesn't fall back behind that line as well.
Clearview on top, 1-0 as you see. A pair of Group 3 playoff-bound teams facing off as they tune up for the postseason.
Of course, the defending state champion Group 3 is Morristown, and I think we're going to still hear from Coach Bill Mulvihill's team.
Well, he's probably pleased that he doesn't have to play Gloucester Catholic.
That's right, 2 losses to the Rams on a week. Wow, again that time, you saw it again. Giuliano, number 12, Rob, she tried the one time, and she actually had more time, but she's left alone right inside at about the 6. And if you're Clearview, you really want to tighten up in that area.
Ball sent to the middle.
Of course, Clearview coach Dan Matosa is a former assistant at Delsey, and worked for one of the great coaches who you know very well, Jamie McGroarty, who's now at Eastern and has, really turned things around there in his third year there.
Ocean City from the back. Little flick, and again, trying to put something together offensively, and Clearview content just to knock it away.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Barry clearing it out. One thing about the Clearview defenders today that we've seen, when they've cleared it out to the outside, and obviously that's what you always like to see. Anytime you try to do it back in the middle, you have a chance of someone stealing it and walking in on the goal. So the Clearview defenders have done a good job in that aspect.
And now, again, from the back, nice little move by McKinley. And she finds her teammate in Weiland.
Yeah, but you've got to switch that. See, they're just trying to play that right side too much. Clearview can defend that little area.
We're approaching the end of the first half here. And Ocean City, really, their best opportunity came off that set direct from Ruiz, some 40 yards out. Goldie. Vaccarino.
Oh, great move by Vaccarino that time.
And now some pressure put on, and overrunning it is Clearview's Gallagher. Here's Gallagher, she's offsides.
Rob, unofficially, just a couple minutes left here in what's turned out to be a pretty intense first half here, with Clearview leading 1-0 over Ocean City.
McKinley again will have the throw in. Headed forward, McKinley from the back. And it's Lynch who will run onto it, and Lynch will quickly feed Gallagher.
Well, one thing you notice about Lynch is she comes back a lot further defensively than a lot of forwards. And a lot of times she has to do it just to get a touch on the ball because she's being guarded so tightly.
Long ball again, and the whistle blows, and that'll do it for this first half. Well, a spirited first half. Ocean City controlling the ball for the greater part of the game, but it's been Clearview has created the better opportunities. Kelly Lynch, with her 12th goal of the season, has put Clearview ahead. We go to break with Clearview on top, 1-0. Welcome back to Clearview High School. Clearview on top, 1-0. Group 3 tune-up. Ocean City in red, Clearview in the white and green. And a relatively tightly played game, but in a strange sort of way, Mark. I mean, Clearview's had the opportunities and Ocean City's had the ball.
Ocean City with 9 shots and 9 saves by Vicky McDermott, who was very, very solid in the first half. As expected, the senior Jordan Webster now in goal for Ocean City. Tom Miller had said before the game that this is what he's been doing this a lot this season, alternating his keepers. And just as we saw in the beginning of the first half, Ocean City with some immediate pressure here in half number 2. That time McKinley pushed off going for the ball, and the officials caught it. You mentioned Terry Deal and Tom Podorski, who, by the way, have really let these teams play in the first half. You really didn't notice the officials, which, from an official standpoint, that's what you want to see.
That's right. That's the highest compliment.
Yeah.
They really have done a nice job. Now this is a Clearview team and a school in general that continues to grow. This area is just expanding rapidly. And in the not too foreseeable future, Mark, you're going to see this as a Group 4 school.
I don't think there's any question, Rob. Kingsway may be in the future as well, but definitely I think Clearview. And, you know, we've already seen one Trico school, Williamstown, become a Group 4 school.
Of course, that's interesting because of the dynamics, you know, certainly changed. There's still some rumblings of maybe Triton leaving the Olympic and going over to the Tri-County Conference.
Well, I know the Trico has talked to Triton and Timber Creek, both schools from the from the Black Horse Pike Regional School District. Right now, they've said no, but as you said, anything's kind of open-ended. You just never know. Oh, that's a great job. Nice settle by Doherty. Now, Doherty did a lot of controlling, but more so, I thought, Rob, in the first 20 minutes in the first half, the next 20, I don't think she was a factor. And here comes Ruiz.
And a nice little defensive play. Clearview shutting it down. As you mentioned, Ruiz came all the way from the back, and Michelle Meyer just quickly shut it down.
And I think we're going to see Ruiz do that more often. Now, she really didn't do that in the first half at all. I think Ruiz is going to be much more of a factor offensively here in the second half.
Ocean City from the back. McKinley, she's had the ball quite a bit. A shot to McDermott, rising and over the crossbar. You know, getting back to the discussion of Group 4 schools and Group 3 versus Group 4, I think that here you take a look at the opportunity of McKinley, and again.
And I don't think that time that McDermott expected. You see, she reacted, I thought, a second too late, but the ball over the crossbar.
I think, you know, when you jump from 3 to 4 and 1 to 2, those are probably a bigger jump than, say, 2 to 3.
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
In almost every sport.
Right. Yeah, Kingsway's had the jump from 2 to 3 in the Tri-County Conference. Clearview's been a 3 for a lot of years.
Beautiful facility. Of course, we've had the pleasure of doing some football out of their new facilities there, and really upgraded everything athletically and educationally, and, you know, has become one of the standards as far as school districts are concerned.
Good job, Bear. Let's go, stay tight.
Ocean City again putting together an attack and mounting pressure here. Weiland
is dangerous if you let her turn the corner, and that time she made the cross.
Right through traffic and chip, but over the crossbar. A seemingly innocuous play turns into a 5-star opportunity, and now there's a Clearview player down.
Ganavati that time had a chance.
Here it is, Mark. Weiland, you mentioned, you give her that opportunity.
And actually, as you saw there on a great replay that time, actually Juliana, number 12, fanned on what she could have tapped it in as well.
I believe Ganavati may have gotten an elbow up to the throat area. Did not see the Clearview player, and it was certainly inadvertent. And she is still down. Mark, while she's down, have an opportunity to talk a little bit about South Jersey soccer in general. We'll take a look at the girls' soccer rankings. In fact, we'll have it for you when we come back. Clearview on top, 1-0. Welcome back. It was Meyer who was taken off the field. She seems to be all right, and now it's Ocean City. And the whistle blows, and they'll restart this.
I'm gonna run out, okay?
They were looking to go short on the corner, and they just did again.
And they try to feed Ruiz, unable to do so. They'll work the far end, a turn, and again, a long shot that McDermott will handle easily.
I'll tell you what, obviously you hope Meyer is okay. Clearview probably hopes she can come back in the game because she's been very, very solid defensively here today.
We mentioned the rankings. Of course, Ocean City coming into this game off the Courier Post rankings. Ocean City ranked 16th and Clearview ranked 20th. Now, at the top, you have Gloucester Catholic, which I don't think anybody's going to argue with that because Gloucester Catholic is undefeated and no other team has fewer than 2 losses. And then you get to Moorestown, who many people picked as the preseason favorite. And then you get into the heavy hitters. Lenape, Eastern, Haddonfield, Cherokee, and Washington Township. 4 of the next 5 out of the big Olympic American.
Of course, Lenape won that Olympic American again. It seems to be a yearly event. Of course, Lenape beating Eastern twice in the regular season and then losing to Eastern in the coaches tournament.
Lenape had a hiccup last year as Eastern took that division, but you mentioned Lenape.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Lenape has really controlled things for years.
Something like 5 of the last 6, I believe. Again, another pretty good shot that time by Elizabeth Kerr, the freshman, who has come into the game and has made a couple of nice key plays here in the second half.
Yeah, she's really put together an attack. And again, the shots are relatively long on McDermott, but the opportunity is a little bit better this half thus far for Ocean City.
Rob, the other thing is, you talk about the Olympic American. Remember, Shawnee's not in that division anymore.
Right.
Can you imagine when it was Shawnee, Lenape, Washington Township, Eastern? I mean, it's tough enough now without Shawnee there. But wow, in those days when they played each other twice, and it was just a matter of survival in that division.
Shawnee has seen a little bit of a letdown, but not too much since Seneca has come about. Shawnee coming into the week at 10-4-2, ranked 11 by the Courier Post. But generally in all sports, I mean, first thing you think about is football. I mean, they haven't skipped a beat. Ball sent out by Clearview. Throwing here for Ocean City. Ocean City, of course, historically with a very strong soccer program. A lot of great runners out of Ocean City as well. Always an excellent track program.
Brittany Sedbury, who's won the Meet of Champions twice in cross country. Good job by McDermott that time. That could have been a very dangerous situation. Giuliano was right there on the far post running down that ball for Ocean City.
Here's Lynch now. Lynch working against 2 Red Raiders. A little slip, and now it's Karasinas.
It just goes to show you what Lynch has to go through every game. I mean, she might be as tightly marked, Rob, as anybody in South Jersey.
And remember, she's just a junior.
See, now Lynch up, a little miscommunication that time, but one of her teammates is hurt. See, she was trying to get it to Lauren Kennedy. Kennedy down.
I think she got right in the nose, so
Yep.
she may have some blood coming in there.
Kennedy again, one of these young players, a freshman who was really giving the Pioneers some outstanding play. There you see it right there, Rob. Woo.
And again, I think it got her in her nose. I think she came away with a bloody nose.
Yep. Well, we hope she's all right.
When you're leaning over like that, bent over like that, it's usually the bloody nose sign. So, in this break, Mark, who do you like Group 4? Let's start Group 4 here. You got to give the edge to Lenape, I would think.
You're probably right, Rob, although Eastern's probably playing some pretty good soccer right now. It's going to be, and you know, there could be somebody else that comes up in there as well, you know, like a Toms River East or somebody like that. Even a team like Washington Township will be very dangerous. We'll have a very low seed, but you're right. Lenape's the favorite, but there's going to be a lot of competition.
Well, it's funny because you mentioned Washington Township, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Washington Township, always capable of spoiling anybody's parade. Edge of the box, 18, Weiland. Weiland,
you don't want her to turn right. See, they let her.
There's McDermott.
I'm sorry, Rob, for talking over you. You don't want her to do that. You've got to play to that right side and make her cut it back left, because she had that one cross a couple minutes ago. That time she crossed it, but it was right to McDermott. But you really have to watch Weiland. She's very dangerous to be able to do that on that right side. Oh, that's a great play by Ruiz. Actually passed it to herself, and she's coming up on the attack.
A lot of room for Ruiz, and she quickly sends the ball to a teammate. And I think we have a 14 on our roster. Here comes Ocean City.
Yeah, Kerr has really come out. We mentioned Kerr's made a couple of good plays and added to the attack, and a great job by McDermott that time. Has got a body right there again.
Well, you know, we've mentioned before that McDermott has had a lot of action, and we've kind of downplayed her role. We mentioned before that she's been very confident, but, you know, she's had so many opportunities here, and she's handled them seamlessly.
Oh, that time Kerr drew the foul as she was pushed, as she did a nice job shielding the ball in the throw-in. And now again, you know, we saw what Ruiz did from about 40 out in the first half when she hit the top of the crossbar. And I don't think there's any question she's going to be going to the upper high far post. I mean, I would think that's where she's headed. Let's see.
Ruiz. Tipped up. McDermott with a diving save. Great job by McDermott. Her best effort of the afternoon. Karasinas now flicks it forward, and it's Ruiz who's back. Ruiz will buy some time and some space. Turn down the wing, finds her teammate in Davis.
It's a great pass. That is a great pass by Ruiz.
And here Davis again being bodied up, and finally a whistle, and this time it's going to go Clearview's way.
They're saying she pushed off. Now here's the shot by Ruiz. It looked like Weiland got her head on that. It looked like that time, and a tremendous reaction by McDermott. It looked like Weiland, who was right around the near post. Now, Rob, I thought she'd go far post, and maybe Clearview did too, but Ruiz went near post, and it was very effective, obviously.
Fed to the wing. Here comes Clearview. To the middle.
Yes, yes!
And ball sent forward. Again, as we saw in the first half, Mark, the early part of play really favoring Ocean City.
Oh, absolutely. The Red Raiders have been controlling things.
Weiland buying some space. Weiland with the left foot flicks. Nobody there but Pioneers, and McDermott will handle.
I'll tell you what, the freshman Elizabeth Kerr I think has given this team a real lift here in the second half for Ocean City, number 14.
Here comes Lynch, and that's sent out. It will remain Clearview possession. Throw in for the Pioneers. Your game of the week, Gloucester Catholic Rams taking on the Eastern Vikings. And it says at the Eastern Vikings, and that's literally the case. That game will be played at Eastern, despite it's supposed to be a neutral site. That'll be seen Monday, October 31st, and Thursday, November the 3rd at 8 o'clock. Of course, that is the girls' championship game. There is a little bit of controversy about that, Mark, as to Eastern having a bit of an edge. And here on the side, and a good opportunity goes by the wayside in McKinley.
Rob, here's my thought on that. They have artificial turf, right? Teams used to have to go to Camden, to Rutgers Camden. I don't know the expenses or if they had to pay or anything like that, but if a team can host that, you let them do it. It's as simple as that. I mean, there were so many years the coaches tournament was played on fields that were muddy and got beaten up. Now, Eastern hosted 4 games the other day, and you're able to do that. So if one of its teams happens to be in there, so be it. But it's better for the sport, I think, to have it at the one site where they can all be.
You know, one of the arguments early was why did they not have it at Washington Township? Well, of course, Washington Township was also in the coaches tournament, so it could have easily been.
Well, wherever they have it, whether it's 1 year at Township or 1 year at Eastern or whatever, my thing is if you want to do something for the soccer fan, you're getting 4 games in one day, you put it at one site. You don't make them have to decide between 1 and 2, because there are a lot of people that like to see the girls and the boys play. So I think it's good for the sport, and if it happens to be the home team and one team, that's just the way it is.
And, you know, as you know, and maybe perhaps as the viewers know, I do teach at Eastern. I can honestly say that they have not been practicing on the turf. Now, that may change, but at this point, you know, that hasn't happened.
You know, whether they do or not, it's soccer. You play, you have both teams, and you just do it. You know, Rutgers Camden, I always liked the surface and everything. The problem I always found was when they got a big crowd, it was tough to sometimes see, and the other thing was the parking sometimes there. So neither is a problem at Eastern.
And the intensity of play being picked up here, and the whistle blows.
Yeah, there was a handball there, and it's going to be Clearview going the other way.
So Clearview has been able to kind of counterpunch here, and just maybe better analogy would be rope-a-dope.
Rob, one other thing, if I can, on the coaches tournament, the other thing I really like is the fact that the games are being played in the day.
Right.
They play, you know, there are many years where the coaches tournament finals were at night, and let's face it, late October in the evenings, it can be a little cold. And
especially at Kingsway.
Yeah, we had a game there one day. There was probably 0 degree chill factor, but so I'm really for that. You know, it's on a Sunday. My only regret is I can't see it, so maybe I'll have to get a tape from Channel 5, because I think it's just going to be a great doubleheader.
Well, I think you have to like Ocean City on the boys' side.
Well, they lost last year in the coaches tournament to RV. RV has the kid Zach Johnston, the 6'5" keeper, and when you have a keeper like that who can stop penalty kicks and, you know, can be kind of an intimidating force, I wouldn't put anything by. I agree that Ocean City will be the favorite, but wow, I'd like to be there to see that one.
So are you picking RV? You're going to have a little friendly wager here?
I probably would pick RV, yes.
Okay. Well, what would you like to bet on this?
No, nothing. How about that?
I can handle that. On to McDermott.
Okay, now McDermott that time, did you see we were talking the first half how she came off her line very quickly? That time didn't come quite as quickly, and that could have been a tough situation for her.
Now, getting back to our little friendly wager here, and Sean and I always bet a little hot dog on giving a little trivia question. I can't rope you in. I can't rope you into that?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't send a good sign to youngsters when you're betting on the air, Rob. Wow, Ruiz made a nice run, and Meyer, who's back in the game, did a great job that time in stopping her.
And who said girls soccer is not physical? What a collision there.
Yeah, I don't know who would say that.
And again, in these last 5 to 7 minutes, the physical play has picked up considerably.
Sometimes, too, you get more chippy as teams get tired, too. And instead of following a player, they'll stick their leg out because they're not going, you know, as full force. Now, again, Ruiz where she is. Now, Ruiz should ask for 10 yards. So I don't think Clearview's 10 yards back. She should ask for that.
And that's exactly what she did, Mark.
Yeah, you've got to, you learn as a kicker, you know what 10 yards is. Again, that far post looks pretty inviting.
Ruiz, hard shot, into the mix, headed up. Still a scrum in the middle, and Clearview able to clear it. Kerosene shields and goes. And sent out.
Yeah, here's a collision here that time. Meyer was a little lucky because she turned her back. You saw that. She turned her back on the offensive player. Now, she was able to get the ball, but it's not always recommended to go that way. And then there's another collision.
Remember, it was Meyer that went out earlier, so.
Meyer has been involved in a few collisions here.
She's like the Tasmanian Devil today.
Hey, she's had a heck of a game, though.
Well, you know, anytime you have that spirited physical play, I think your teammates feed off of that.
Now, again, I think Ruiz is way too far out. I would try to walk this ball up a little bit, but she's trying to go long ball again. They're trying to keep the pressure on.
And she finds Lynch, who will head it out to the side. So they do gain some real estate here. Throw in for Ocean City.
I just have a feeling, Rob, that Ruiz offensively is going to be a factor before this is all said and done.
There's Ruiz, and again, breaking down the defense. And she'll feed, and that'll be stopped. A nice little quick stop by the Clearview defense. Brooke Hetherington. Hetherington now working against Ruiz. Ruiz gets through Hetherington.
Well, here's the story. As great a player as she is, she tried to run through two Clearview defenders. It didn't work.
The top of the box shot over the crossbar. How many times have we seen an Ocean City blast just over the crossbar?
Musso #1 to Kerr that time. That was a nice feed by Musso. And these are two freshmen that are working in there, Rob. So what we've seen here with Ocean City is Tom Miller's team has quite a bit of depth. I mean, when he's gone to that bench, he hasn't lost anything. It's a nice bicycle kick that time by Davis.
Feed to the wing. Running onto it. Pair of Pioneers. Whistle blows. And
You called corner.
not sure if we have a clarification.
Looks like a goal kick, and Megan Barry that time did a great job of running that ball down. Megan right there, you see, ready to take the 6. Running that ball down and kicking it off Ocean City that time. Again, a little too bunched up on this right side.
And again, a little pushing, and they're going to let them play. They cross to the middle. Dangerous right here, set up, and again, over the crossbar. A great opportunity, but unable to send it home.
Yeah, I think Maggie Davis, number 16 from Ocean City, maybe got away with one there on a push.
And again, Clearview will restart it. So Elizabeth Kerr with that good opportunity. And quickly again, it's almost as if the field is tilted now, Mark.
Now, again, the last time that Ruiz was here, she went near post, and she's doing it again. It's interesting. When she's on that left side of the field, she likes to go near post. She went again, tried to tuck it in, but ball went out. Goal kick for Clearview.
Now, again, we mentioned Group 3 schools. We talked a little bit about Group 4. Let's talk Group 3 now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Highland will likely be the top seed, but I still think Morristown, this Ocean City team, are going to be the two of the teams, and you can never count out Lacey. Lacey's been a perennial Central Jersey team that competes in the South Jersey tournament. I would say those three, but I'll tell you what, if you're going to mention Ocean City, you better say something about Clearview, because even though Ocean City has had the better of the territorial play, last time we checked, Clearview was leading this game.
Thanks to Kelly Lynch. And now Clearview with a 3-on-2, but unable to get it together.
I think Ruiz is trying to do a little too much offensively, forcing the issue here.
4-on-3 for Clearview. And that is sent backwards and not to Clearview's advantage. So a poor pass will result in a transition for Ocean City, and they will now have numbers. Amy Reese on the near flank. Reese with a feed. A nice little pass for Davis. Davis now working. Davis.
Needs help, needs a player to give her the ball. See, there's no one there. Now Kerr's trying to come over there, but you need somebody. They finally called a foul on Clearview, I think pushing away, but again, if you're Ocean City, you have to help your teammate with the ball. So that's a dangerous situation, and Kerr,
I believe the whistle blew. So, again, you kind of like Highland as the top seed, but you lean towards Morristown as probably having the edge.
Well, Morristown is a very good defensive team. One of the best keepers around in Sanskrit. And, you know, they know what to do in November, so.
They've been there plenty of times.
And they won it last year, so, and they have quite a bit of experience back from that team. I would not bet against Morristown.
Of course, you wouldn't bet at all.
No, that's right. That's right.
And now this penalty kick, or excuse me, the goal kick for Clearview.
I just don't think Clearview can play a game where they're just, you know, playing defensive, sitting back and just trying to clear it. I think if Ocean City gets all these chances, eventually the Red Raiders are going to connect.
Well, how many times have we seen that where people seem to be satiated with a one-goal lead and it's come back to bite them? Tackle there.
Well, that was a good call. McKinley did not go for the ball that time and tripped up the player. I believe that was Laura Gallagher, number 35.
I can't remember one opportunity this half for Clearview.
Right, absolutely. This has been a half that Ocean City has pretty much dominated, and has had better chances than in that first half, Rob.
Probably about 15 minutes unofficially remaining in this second half.
Boy, the one where they had the cross by Weiland and Juliana was right there and she fanned on it, and then Gonavetti wasn't able to convert, but they've really put a lot of pressure on. See, now this is a situation where I would send Ruiz up.
Weiland cut off by two Pioneers and shut down. And she was trying to get a corner out of it, but unable to do so.
Well, one thing Clearview's done a really good job of is converging on the player with the ball. And when that has happened, Ocean City, I don't think, has made the adjustments a lot of times, Rob, where they've had a lot of people stepping around instead of trying to run in the open space. Now, I know down there's not as much open space as you like, as you'd like to have, but still, I think that's been the situation there.
And now the officials are calling timeout to try and get everybody from behind the net. And it may not be everybody, but a couple of vocal fans. Resuming play here. Again, Ocean City continuing to mount pressure here. Clearview has been unable to alleviate the pressure and have had few times where they've had possession in their offensive end, this being a rarity. Here's Lynch. She'll buy some time, and that's a nice little feed, but just too strong for Karasinas.
You know, I agree. I first thought she was going to Karasinas, but then you saw 23 Hetherington running down that right flank, and I'm wondering if she was trying to go all the way there. And Clearview now has an opportunity here.
A rarity.
Tell you what, Megan Barry, who you see running down there, really been solid in the back line today, hasn't she?
She sure has.
Coming all the way up to take the corner. Now, obviously, if you're Clearview, you want to cover for her till she can get back defensively.
With the left-footed in-swinger headed. Coming from the back, Karasinas with good hustle. And this will be ruled as a goal kick.
Wow, that's a great job by Barry on that corner kick that time. You'd love to have it there, Rob, because it wasn't close enough where the keeper could just come out and bat it out.
Here's Weiland. She'll look to settle. Weiland.
Terrific trap by Weiland that time.
And trying to feed Ruiz and McDermott. You've got to like the read of McDermott. You have to be decisive there. So, back underway. And again, Clearview. Here's Goldie. Goldie looking for Lynch. And Lynch, nice little play by Lynch. Lynch again, and this is onside. Trying to run it down is Hetherington, but McKinley and Hetherington battle. Throw in Clearview.
I'll tell you what, McKinley, a pretty physical player here. Well, now they're saying that it's an Ocean City throw. Rob, Courtney Doherty, number 6 for Ocean City, so much in the offense early in the game. We haven't called her number a whole lot. She was setting up a lot of plays early on.
As on cue. Doherty, a good run, tripped up, and a whistle here.
Oh, Doherty did a good, she was tripped up, but she did a great job selling that call that time. I mean, she let her whole body dive out. This is a very dangerous situation. Now, again, from this left side, the last 2 times, Ruiz has gone near post. I still think there's something there far post. Either way, I don't think she should look for a teammate. She should try to put this on goal. Let's see.
Ruiz sends it away, long shot, and just got a little bit too much under that one.
Yep, she went far post that time. Kerr was right there, but the ball a little too high. Well, one thing, you know, we talked about Lynch making that great play, getting by Ruiz for the goal, but you could see why Ruiz is one of the premier players in South Jersey today. She's had a tremendous field presence out there. We saw what kind of foot she has on some of those shots.
Kerr feeds Weiland. Weiland, top of the box. Shielding, turning, blocked.
Wow, that was Barry again, and that could have been a very dangerous shot that time.
Doherty leaves.
You described it great. Weiland did a great job shielding and then turned around and took that shot. And Barry right there.
Running the end line, it's Kerr. And this will result in a goal kick.
Rob, that was a situation where Kerr, if she could have the first time with her left foot, I don't think she was confident with it, crossed it in. She was right near the corner flag. She tried to cut it back and go to her more familiar foot, but she had some room there. Again, one of the toughest things to do is to really have that confidence in your opposite foot, especially from that kind of distance.
Well, the way this half has gone, Clearview, if it finishes 1-0, they won't have won this game. They will have survived it.
You know what? If that happens, I bet you they're not going to give it back.
No, either way.
But I think Ocean City still has a few runs left in them.
And here it's Reese. Reese across, looking for Weiland, just too strong. Quickly, Ocean City will throw it in. Clearview back on the ropes. It's Kerr. Pushed off the ball. Doherty now. Doherty shields. And again, the physical nature of this game has picked up considerably. Ocean City. And Meyer with a sliding tackle. Misses. Again, shot on. McDermott saves. And McDermott seemed like she was suspended in midair. She committed and was kind of in no man's land. Or no woman's land.
Yeah, they really almost committed a little bit too early. But the key with that play is McDermott had the angle all the way. Kerr may have had something in the far post, but there was nothing that was going to get in the near post the way McDermott had things covered.
Well, one thing we've seen here, Mark, in the second half is that there's been a lot more playmaking from Ocean City inside that box. And now you see, you talked about Ruiz pushing up before. The other thing that we've seen is Kelly Lynch back more in a defensive position.
Now there's Reese. Sends it in, and there's Kerr. And I think one of the reasons Ocean City has been crisper, see, she had that near post, so there was no way you were going to get in that way. It was great angle by McDermott.
Kerr has certainly had her opportunities today.
Well, I think Kerr has had a much more prominent role here in the second half. As he's seemed like played more minutes, and I think it's really been a major addition to this Ocean City attack.
Right out!
Throw in for Clearview. And again, a rarity deep in the Ocean City defensive end. Kerr heads it and quickly out of the back. And Clearview will have to hustle back on defense. Ball sent out. Throw in.
Rob, did you notice early in the game, Ocean City was able to kind of walk undetected through the midfield and all. I think what Clearview's done and made the adjustments is really much tighter marking in that area. So Ocean City has not had it easy bringing the ball in. Now here comes Ruiz.
And I was about to agree with you, Mark. In fact, I do agree with you. But in that instance, Ruiz just was able to literally, as you say, walk it on up.
Well, that time, yeah.
But I was as I said, I agree with you. They made an adjustment. And then, in that instance, you let Ruiz, their most dangerous player, kind of have her way.
Well, what they've done is they've marked all the midfielders. They didn't have anything for a sweeper who's coming up.
A deep feed now for Weiland. She was dangerous back on that end line. And there'll be a throw in here for Ocean City.
Weiland can turn that right corner as quickly as anybody. So if you're a defender, as we've said before, you cannot let her get that sort of that baseline. You've got to force her to turn back to her left and see if she can beat you that way.
Doherty, a nice little turn, but blocked by Lynch. And Clearview will send it out, throw in here. Ocean City again.
Wow, look at that step over. Ruiz basically had no room to do it, and she still was able to get by.
Doherty again, and that's just out of desperation. I'd say probably about 5 minutes remaining now in this game. Of course, we had a couple injury timeouts. And Clearview sends it away. A little flick. And at the back, McKinley. Touch pass. Too strong. Volleyed. And again, it's McKinley.
Well,
Ruiz.
What you've noticed is Ruiz has now moved up. She's officially moved up. It's not just making a run. And that time she's pushed and taken down by Vaccarino. Too far to go on goal. You've got to, yep, this is a good move by Ocean City.
And Doherty unable to control. Ball ricochets off of Ocean City. And again, they'll push it forward. Nobody home but a Pioneer. And again, they're content to send it long, and McKinley's content to send it back forward.
Well, what they've done is they've put McKinley, looks like, back at sweeper, and I don't know if Ruiz is like an offensive stopper here or a midfielder, but either way, she's charging up every play now, which is the way to go.
And again, I think Ocean City very aware of the diminishing time on the clock. Far flank to the middle. Lynch volleys up. Again, a volley to the middle.
You notice how many defensive plays Lynch is making now? She's just basically moved back, and
well, Ruiz and Lynch have almost, essentially switched roles here. And now Ocean City will back pass and try to set something up. Flicked up by Clearview. And they would like nothing better than to have some deep penetration in the Ocean City end. Far flank. And right now, Clearview's just content to send it in the opposite direction.
Steph Patterson looking to take it down, but taken away by, again, the ever-present Doherty.
And again, Clearview putting some pressure. Long ball. Vaccarino. And it's McKinley. McKinley will hustle it out of her own end.
Hey, that's a nice job by McKinley. Turned it out to the left side and then passed it to an open teammate.
Now look again, nobody here at the midfield, Mark.
Well, what Clearview's doing is they're backing everybody up to like the 18. So they're saying maybe you can come in the midfield. That's a good no call. That's a good no call.
Well, these
Both going for the ball.
officials have done a tremendous job today.
Really have, yep. Look at all the white shirts here. They've got to switch it as quickly as they can. There are a lot of Clearview defenders on this right side.
I'd say probably inside of 3 minutes remaining. Again, nice little move, Ruiz. Ruiz through the defense like pylons. And this will result in a corner. So here it is. And Tara Musso, your goalkeeper. Or excuse me, to the middle, right on the edge of the box.
Wow, corner kick, a tremendous job. And we said that we thought Ruiz would be there, and Katie Weiland right on the spot. One times it. And we're told by the truck, we're about 8 seconds. 8 seconds left.
Well, I told you that was probably going to be their last golden opportunity, and they certainly cashed it in.
Stops it and then one times it.
And literally there were about 5 seconds, so that's heartbreaking to this Clearview team. I think it's heartbreaking to our cameraman Kevin Lemastre as well. He's a little cold over there, but nonetheless, Clearview, again, we talked about this before, just simply content to kind of counterpunch, and how many times have we seen it where it comes back to bite you?
I'll tell you what, and the other thing is that was a great job because it was not an easy ball, and Weiland trapped it, one-timed it in. Didn't have much time, obviously, with 8 seconds to go, and remember, Rob, prior to this year, the Cape Atlantic teams did not play overtimes. They are playing overtimes this year, although it wouldn't have mattered because Clearview's the home team. But now we go 2 10-minute overtimes with golden goals, sudden death.
Well, our referee today was prophetic because he came over specifically to tell us about that. So we should have known the jinx was in early.
Wow, this has been a very entertaining game. No doubt about it. And I think what this is showing us is this is going to be a heck of a Group 3 tournament, because if these two teams are in there, they could play a prominent role. I think we're in store for a very exciting time in Group 3.
Well, you can see it's brisk here. We'll have 20 more minutes or less of overtime action for you. We'll be right back.
That's what I was trying.
Welcome back. Ocean City and Clearview tied at 1. Weiland the goal scorer.
And for Weiland, that's her 8th of the year. And
right.
The assist by Ruiz on that corner kick.
Well, and as we mentioned, just literally seconds remaining in the game. So we'll see how that translates here in overtime. 2 10-minute halves, or periods, however you want to characterize it.
Well, Rob, what we're seeing here is Ocean City's continuing. Here comes Lynch.
Lynch turns, and Ocean City now.
Ocean City's continuing its formation where Ruiz, who's right there with the ball, is moved up a little. Again, offensively, not all the way back as a sweeper, more like an offensive stopper.
Now, that was Tara Musso. I identified her as Reese for a large part. We didn't have a number 1 on the roster, so and she's been very active as well, diminutive yet very much a part of this offense.
I think Musso and Elizabeth Kerr, her freshman classmate, have given this Ocean City team a major spark.
And again, Ocean City now, left-footed shot just outside the far post. Great opportunity by Ocean City's Katie Ruiz.
Well, again, and she got a tremendous feed by Weiland that time. It was a outstanding opportunity. Ball was a little bit wide, but again, McDermott had the ground covered in case it was on goal.
And again, pressure continues for the Raiders. The Raiders, a nice little feed inside. Musso tees it up for her teammate, and a shot on, and this time McDermott able to elevate ever so slightly and come down with the effort from Kerr. Well, you mentioned this Ocean City team really showing something with this young portion of their roster. And they're going to be a force to reckon with for some time.
I'll tell you what, now I don't know if Coach Tom Miller would think of this, but I would definitely think of moving Ruiz up. I mean, in other games as well. I know how important, and I always say I like your best player at sweeper and everything like that, but she has really added an element to the attack. Here's Kerr again.
And if she could have elevated that just a little bit more.
Right, because I thought McDermott made her jump a little early. And we've seen that a couple times. And when a keeper does that sometimes, it really can throw off their timing. By the way, replays have been outstanding today.
Great work by our camera crew and our director, Stan Ritter. Our warm director, Stan Ritter. It's Toasty in the truck. Now, we mentioned Toasty in the truck, Mark. I miss that Markometer. I gotta get in touch with your wife. That's gotta be a Christmas present again.
Come on, yeah!
When's the birthday, Mark?
A while. you just wonder, Rob, as we say, they're going to play 2 10s. If Clearview can just continue to kind of take these body punches from Ocean City. I mean, the way Ocean City just keeps attacking, and you just wonder if a team can keep playing this way.
And again, an opportunity, Weiland, but it's McDermott, and she has had a tremendous game today, Mark.
Oh, absolutely.
And again, Clearview just really floundering in their own end. About 25 out, looking to turn, instead feeding Musso.
Now again, needs some help. Ganavati back there. She ought to get it to her and then cross and switch fields. Well, she did it.
She finds Ruiz by herself.
Oh.
Ruiz tees it up, shot, and too much from Doherty.
Rob, a little too unselfish as we get a look here now. As we get a look at McDermott on the slide, that's a great job there. But I thought Ruiz was way too unselfish. She was right around the 18, didn't have anyone right on her, and passed it outside. I think she could have turned and taken that shot.
Ruiz heads it and ends up out of play. Throw in for Clearview.
Tell you one thing. In the Group 3 tournament, no matter what team gets either of these two, it's not going to be any picnic, I'll tell you that. These two teams have really accredited themselves well today.
Weiland being worked on by
Now watch her
Goldie.
turn. She can make that turn so quickly. There it is.
And that is off of Goldie. So we're going to see a corner kick here for Ocean City. Of course, that is how they scored their only goal, and it will be Ruiz to take it.
It's easier said than done. You want to try to make Weiland cut it back and go to the left, but she can just turn that corner so adeptly.
Ruiz off the corner, feeds, headed up, headed forward. McDermott Nobody there but McDermott. And again, that's a case where the head was a little soft and Ocean City kind of stood and watched.
Actually, and again, it's a tough thing to do when you're around the 18, but Kerr might have been able to trap that ball, one-time it, and get it in. But again, so much of that is your teammates telling you, hey, you've got some room, you've got some space. Things are happening so quickly, so it's obviously not as easy said as done.
Here's Weiland against Goldie. Weiland with a little flick, and she's trying to find her teammate Ganavati. Here's Musso. It bounces over her head. Inside the box, run off nicely by Kelly Gaffir. Well, again, you're scoring in the first half. It was Kelly Lynch with her 12th of the season. And in the second half, with under 10 seconds remaining, Kate Weiland off of the corner from Ruiz. And we're knotted at 1 here in our first period of overtime.
Step out!
Again, deep in the Ocean City end, and it'll be McKinley who will have plenty of time to handle it. And Ocean City will look to push it out. Instead, Clearview, a long ball, and that's a nice little play by McKinley. Here's Reese. Far sideline, headed. And now it's Weiland. Weiland looks to settle, and she works against Goldie. Fed into the box, sent out.
See, Ruiz just settles instead of hitting it right away back in. Good play.
Nice little back heel. Here comes Ocean City. Davis into the middle, nobody there. But a nice little back heel by Davis to set that up. Here's Doherty. Doherty with the left foot looking inside for Weiland, and it'll come right back. Boomerang. Doherty feeds, looking for Reese. Reese coming from a run from the back. Reese chips forward. Weiland. And he may have had an offside.
Yeah, I think they're saying Weiland was offside. Musso was also there as well. This is where Barry has helped out. She's gotten some pretty long goal kicks. See, here's the other thing. The way Ocean City's pushing up, you can get a transition play the other way. And I think Clearview Meyer was looking to go that way to Lynch on a long ball.
And that was not a good throw in by Taylor. And Ocean City able to take it away.
Wow, nice play by Caitlin Daly, number 12 there, who's throwing it in as she actually kicked it off of Musso to get that throw in.
From the back, Ganavati feeding. Flick, Weiland looking for Musso. Can she run onto it before it crosses the end line? No.
Pretty good idea, but that's a tough ball to get to. It had so much on it when Weiland made the flick that time.
Clearview able to clear it.
Wow, if you look at that play, Rob, Barry had the goal kick and then came all the way across to get to that ball as well. Pretty good hustle.
Here's Ruiz. Ruiz turns, finds her teammate in Weiland. Weiland going backwards, looking to set something up. Weiland now cut off by the Clearview defense, trying to find Lynch. Lynch shields, turns, and nobody there but Reese.
You know, Lynch might have to think one time of, she does such a great job of feeling the defender and getting rid of it before they come up on her, but she might have to try to go through a couple of people.
Sent to the middle, edge of the box, Weiland, and that'll miss far post. And that's it. One period of play in overtime. They will switch sides, and now it'll be Ocean City shooting at the goal that has been scored upon twice this afternoon. We'll head to break, tied at 1. Welcome back. Second overtime. 10 more minutes or the next goal will decide this one. Clearview scoring first. Ocean City answering with less than 10 seconds remaining in regulation. Rob Christ here with Marc Narducci. A brisk afternoon at Clearview Regional High School. A well-played game between two playoff-bound teams, each in Group 3. And it is very possible that these two teams could meet in the first round, as Mark had alluded to earlier.
Rob, again, there was a trip with Goldie that time. And again, Ocean City with Ruiz has been very dangerous on these kicks.
Again to the middle, flicked up, and goal kick.
That was a good idea that time by Kate Weiland, number 3. She wasn't going for the goal, as you accurately called it. She was trying to flick it back to a teammate, which is obviously it's an effective play, because most defenses go right to the player thinking that they're going to go to the goal, and if you can flick it to a teammate, a lot of times you can get an open player. So it was a really good idea.
Now, as they're at midfield, we've spoken about groups 4 and 3, Mark. Who do you like in 2? You like Haddonfield?
Haddonfield plays defense, and anytime you have that, I think Shalleck is going to be an interesting team in 2. Again, I think that's a good no call that time. I thought that McKinley, 24, went for the ball, got it.
There's Musso. Again, shielding, and Gafir with a nice little job. Handball, there was no whistle. So anticipating a whistle, Davis picked up the ball. You don't see that very often.
By the way, 2 other Colonial teams in Group 2 who are from this area, West Deptford and Gateway, you can't count them out.
Running onto it, Lynch, far post, and just too much. Left footer, one-timer, and trying to beat the goalkeeper, but again, not on net.
I'll tell you, a great idea by Lynch, though, because she's going for the element of surprise there. Look where Webster is. She's nowhere near there. If that ball's on net, I think it scores in. So you're trying to get the element of surprise, and it worked, except the ball didn't go quite on goal. But that's a great job by Lynch.
Gateway will play in the scholarship game coming up.
Yeah, Haddonfield had won that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Haddonfield defeating Gateway.
But you know, you like Haddonfield. Glenn Guess, the job he's done with that team, and they've been, I think they're up to 13 shutouts or something, Rob. So, I mean, I think that they're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
And now here's Lynch on sides. If she could handle that, she would have had a break. Now Lynch trying to find a teammate who was offside, so this play will continue. And Ocean City starting to have trouble. Now Lynch on sides, no. And there's McKinley.
All of a sudden, Clearview now trying to make a little bit of an attack.
And now Weiland. Weiland with time, turns, feeds it to the middle, and Clearview content to just boot it out.
Neither team has been real successful going long ball. See, there's a nice short pass right there to Musso. She couldn't quite handle it, but that, to me, is the right idea, the way to attack this Clearview defense.
Here's Lynch. Lynch shielding. Lynch with some room. She'll turn, and coming onto it, it's Ocean City.
I'll tell you, what you like about Lynch is I almost think she's too unselfish. If I were Lynch at this juncture of the game, I would not be looking for that back pass. I would be looking to go forward, even if she has to beat a couple of defenders. We know she's capable of it, and at least give that a shot.
Well, Karasinas had possession of the ball, and you have to credit Amy Reese with an excellent defensive play there to shut that down. Meyer will take the throw in for Clearview. Meyer into the box. And it comes back out to Meyer. Meyer off of Doherty.
Yeah, it's going to be a throw-in now. That's a good call. Very close to being a corner, but
Meyer with the throw-in. Headed up. And this will be ruled.
wow, that was a
kick.
little dangerous play by number 7, Kayla Ganavati that time. She put her foot up there, and she could have been called for a dangerous play right near the goal. So Ocean City got away with it that time.
To the middle. Sent forward.
Not got away with the call, just got away with doing that, but it could have been a tough situation there.
Settled. And now Doherty feeds Musso. Beautiful pass right on to the streaking Musso. Davis shields. Davis showing some good footwork. Great pass to Musso. Musso finds Weiland. Weiland will try to cut it back in, but one move too many, and Meyer erases it.
You're right, because if she would have gotten by Meyer, Rob, it could have been walking in on goal. Another stellar defensive play. Again, not letting her turn right now. That was a great play. We've talked about that all game, about how Weiland just has the skill to turn the corner and cross the ball, and Meyer, noting that, did not allow it to happen. Made her come back on the play, and then the ball went out.
Well, I tell you, there's a lot to like about Kate Weiland.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, she has been a very dangerous player here today. And the fact that, you know, she scored her 8th goal, but she also has 8 assists, so you kind of see that kind of balance, that she has in her game.
And what I see is her tenacity.
Yeah, absolutely.
About 3 minutes remaining in the second overtime. Again, we're tied at 1. This is a golden goal. Or
Clearview has shown more spunk here in this second overtime offensively. And I like that, the fact that the Pioneers are not just sitting back and saying, hey, we're going to try to tie the number 16 team in South Jersey. They're going for this.
Ocean City sends it away.
And the other thing is, Rob, it's a little easier to, not that it's easy, but it's a little easier to get in on Ocean City when Ruiz isn't back on defense.
This is true. Weiland with a flick inside. Davis a turn. Davis flicks again, and McDermott. But I tell you, you can see the athleticism of Davis there, just to be able to maintain possession and her balance.
Well, she does a good job shielding, and that's what has helped her on those plays.
And again, now Ocean City with so much room at that midfield, and that's really the difference between the way these two teams have played one another.
Yeah, and there's a dangerous play that time by Weiland. Easy call. Got the foot up there. Here it is again. Look, she has 3 defenders there trying to turn it around, and just a little flick, but there's not enough on it. When Davis shields the ball, it's almost borderline pushing off. She's pretty physical at it.
And again, a goal kick will result here. And we have about 2 minutes left. Mark, real quick, Group 1, who do you like?
Well, I think the 2 Burlco Freedom teams, Palmyra and Riverside, they've been battling it out all season. And if you had to make me take one, I would probably say Riverside.
And now Clearview trying to steal it away again. Ocean City and Clearview.
Megan Taylor in for Clearview, doing a nice job fighting for that ball that time, number 27.
Whistle blows, and Clearview will quickly push it up. They realize that probably just about 1 minute or so remaining now.
You're right, everybody moving up for Clearview. Well, not quite everybody, I should say. Here comes Ruiz. She might have another run in her.
Trying to find Lynch. She'll work against McKinley. See the pressure of Lynch and the speed. Lynch onto it. McKinley,
yes, Michelle.
Tackle from behind. Here's Gaffir. Gaffir, and it's McKinley to settle. McKinley will simply send it out to the side.
You know, Rob, on that other play, McKinley may have wanted to try to go back to her keeper, Webster. Even though Webster couldn't catch the ball, she could hit it out.
And here's Ruiz. Ruiz, a long ball, headed away. And that's going to do it. The final whistle blows. We end up in a 1-1 tie. Ocean City visiting Clearview. And it was Ocean City coming back with that goal with under 10 seconds remaining in regulation to send it into overtime.
Rob, this was a great game, and you know, we talked about in the beginning of the broadcast that this might be a Group 3 tune-up. This was a tremendous tune-up for both teams, and I think both got a lot out of it, as this is their final game, both of them, before the state tournament coming up. And first of all, I thought Ocean City showed a lot of gumption in coming back, but I thought Clearview, after Ocean City had really dominated in the second half, came back and had a few opportunities itself. I thought Clearview showed a lot too. These are going to be two very, very tough teams in the Group 3 tournament.
Well, again, Group 3, no easy mark, but you know, let's get ahead of ourselves here. Let's, you know, hypothesize that these two teams meet one another in the first round. What do you foresee? Does that work to any team's disadvantage, be it in the first round or later on?
I don't think either team would have advantage or disadvantage since they both played each other. One thing I did see today, though, and especially in the second half, if I'm Ocean City, I would look at maybe moving Ruiz up a little bit, because you saw what a profound effect it had on the attack. From a Clearview perspective, I liked what they did defensively. We talked about how they tightened up defensively and marked people a lot better. So I like the adjustments that Clearview made. I thought Barry had a tremendous defensive game. So these are going to be two teams that certainly accredit themselves very well today and can really look forward to the Group 3 state tournament.
Well, we talked about Ruiz and we talked about Lynch at the top. They certainly performed as advertised, and they will certainly be the leaders as their team hits the postseason. Once again, your final score here in a Group 3 matchup, Ocean City and Clearview knotted at 1 through overtime. Thanks for joining us, everybody. For my partner, Marc Narducci, and my director, Stan Ritter, I'm Rob Christ. Once again, your final, Clearview, Ocean City, tied at 1. Good night, everybody.